I love sometimes rewatching a piece of media and realizing very obviously what the piece of media is about that had slipped past me. My one of those this week was the David Lynch movie Eraserhead.
About being a father and how it's scary?
Oh, no. Very specifically, it's about two autistic parents who struggle with the sensory reality that is their premature baby.
Oh, I haven't watched it since my brain fully developed. I bet if it would be different now, because watching it when I was 17, I'm just like, please don't get anyone pregnant. Please don't get anyone pregnant.
Yeah, so, that's, clearly part of it. But also, that film is the most I've ever seen a film clearly trying to portray autism sensory discomfort, because it's a whole film of what is that sound that's really loud in the soundtrack? Oh, it's the hum of the radiator. What is that blindingly bright light? Oh, it's just a fucking halogen lamp. Constantly it is the terror is sensory input, and babies do a lot of sensory input.
Yeah, like how Toy Story is about the Inquisition.
I was supposed to be reading reviews from our Apple reviews. We have such good reviews on there. Thank you, everybody. I just saw one I wanted to read real quick from Noodle Nat, 5 stars. My favorite podcast. They are amazing and funny. It's such an honor to be someone's favorite anything. Competition is so stiff.
Dan, you're my third favorite Dan.
Well, okay. Well, 2 people are gonna die soon.
I'm just saying, you're never going to be the fastest runner in the world. You're never going to be the strongest lifter in the world, right? Being number one in anything, there's 8 billion people competing against you, so...
Now that I think about it, I don't know another Quinn or another Austin, so I can definitely say you're my favorite Quinn, you're my favorite Austin. I do know at least one. I know at least one other Dan, so I'd have to do. I gotta do the maths if I want to say you're my favorite Dan.
What's their address, real quick? They allergic to anything?
I don't know any other Quinns either. I know a lot of Laura's. I'm trying to think. I know another Austin.
Yeah, I've got a basic ass name.
But yeah, we've actually said all of our names. What a great segue into the introduction. I'm Austin Yorsky. Patreon.com/Austin Yorsky is where you can support me and Spewpunk, the bonus podcast we do. You can get on a list I read every month on Crew Gunk, where I interview people. If you don't know the deal by now, you're not paying super close attention, and that's okay. I still love you. Quinn, you're on the podcast with me.
Yeah, my name's Quinn. You can find me at, I guess Blue Sky and Letterboxd are probably the best places. RollOT. I do a manga podcast called Weekly Manga Recap. It's good times. Are we talking about our dragons, too?
Yeah, tell me about
my dragon?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm DiCaprio Devereaux, the Diamond Dragon, the dragon whose mother is holding a very interesting event that we're going to explore, but... I am not coming in empty-handed. I do have my zipper costume rack, my Gucci sunglasses, my Dyson sphering, Leora's astrolabe, Illusion, my landscape, Neverendal's disc, and the Firestone star.
And you also have Ulysses, as I put him in your inventory.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to write Ulysses down here. He is an object.
He's a +1 spellcasting modifier while he's with you, just for the moral support. He makes you cast better because you don't want to look dumb in front of him.
That's very fair. I don't want to look dumb in front of this dragon, so that is correct.
This is the bit where I gotta chip in. Yeah. Hi, I'm Laura. I go by Laura K Buzz on the internet where you find stuff. If you go on YouTube, you find me doing a bunch of videos about accessibility in games of varying kinds. I started doing a series recently with Carrie Waterton talking about board game accessibility. It's called Abletop. You can go check that out. I am playing Doc Hop, a steel dragon whose humanoid form is a dragonborn. And I have a trash bag of holding and an out-of-date pop-up book of goblin history. Someone stole my plush Lucky Rabbit's foot, but I'm going to get it back. I've got a child's first trading card deck of No Synergy, a kid's plastic spy kit, a chef's hat, and a tinfoil telepath hat. And I'm just going to note, the reason I still have the stolen item on my list, despite the fact that it's been stolen and I don't have it, is I will forget to go get it back if I don't write it down, bracket stolen. I will just forget it ever existed. I love having ADHD.
Now, is that just you, or is Doc Hop also, as a creature who's going to live for 2,000 years or whatever? It's just you. There's a lot of thoughts that get pushed out when you see something,
Oh, no. this is a situation of divide between me and my character. My character, Hop, very much will not forget about the fact that a fascinating little artifact from a whole horde is gone. She's going to hold on to that. I just have a brain that's made of holes.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, thank you everyone for coming to listen to Dice Funk in the Morning. I'm your New Jersey correspondent, Dan, here to talk about Rex today. In the forecast for items, we have a King's Playing Card, a Childhood Anvil, the Ring of the King, a Gavel of Dispel Magic, a Surgeon General's coat, and a New York Giants jersey. Rex is a red dragon, and that's about it. Back to you, Austin.
How did you actually get the New York Giants jersey? That's just something Quinn said, and we all I didn't slap it down, and now it's just a thing.
Yeah, that about summarizes it.
So set me up the scene of you three chilling before you head over to Desdemona's for the big event. It kept getting pushed back, like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You don't know why yet, but this morning, Lace, your dragonborn friend, received word that the event's today, and you all are going to head over there. But where are you before we have that travel scene?
Well, the first time we met at some kind of McDonald's parody, and the second time it was, I believe, a Burger King parody. So I believe it's only fine if we complete the trifecta. And this is like Wendy's, like a Wind Elementals restaurant, but it has red hair.
Well, now hold on. The second time we met was actually just Rex's house.
Oh, okay. Well, can we go back, though? Because I have the idea that the Baconator is actually the name of a monster you have to defeat to devour.
Look,
Fair enough.
I like the idea of it being Wendy's, but I will have to rely on you lot to carry this whole scene, because I know the mascot has red hair. That's all I know about a Wendy's.
I mean, that's about its iconic thing. I don't know if they have anything else really
I don't know.
going on. They serve
I'm not going
cheeseburgers
to
that are
be
square.
I'm not going to be making Flappy Meal level jokes about a Wendy's.
They got real snippy on Twitter, which is about the extent of their brand at this point.
What kind of we don't have to go down the rabbit hole. I was gonna say, what kind of UK fast food do you have going on over there? But I guess that's not relevant.
I mean, mostly stuff you have in America. Just we have like a small number of them. Most of your fast food chains we ignore. We've got Wimpy. We got Wimpies. Do you have Wimpies? You got a Wimpy over in the US? I assume that's a UK thing.
Is that a fake thing? Did you make that up? Is that a
No,
joke?
that's a chain that was popular in the 90s, and I assumed it died in the 90s, but every now and then I'll go to a UK town and see one and go, oh, you haven't updated the interior of this place since the 90s.
Is that your equivalent of a Long John Silver's, a fast food place that just shouldn't exist anymore?
Yeah. Wimpy's is like, most of the day, it's like a knockoff, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever. But you can also just go for a sit-down full English breakfast in the morning. Like, it starts being a diner, kind of, and then becomes a fast food restaurant later in the day. It's weird.
Well, hold on. You're saying a diner. I'm from Jersey. We're diner country over here.
Wimpy's was founded in 1934 in Bloomington, Indiana. There are no longer any locations in the country, according to Google.
We still have a couple of Wimpies. There you go. That we held on to the Wimpy.
So that's why we're everyone's favorite podcast, because we're going to give you that information. Okay, so you're all three in the restaurant. When we, anything you want to say or do before you head on over to Desdemona's?
I would like to establish that DiCaprio Devereaux has started drinking. I think I've established that she sometimes drinks, but I want to make it very clear. I am pre-gaming this party. I don't know what alcohol dragons need, but I'm coming in with a little something in the chamber.
You're getting the loaded Mountain Dew.
Did we get invited, the rest of us, or are we still just gate crashing this thing?
Rex and Hopper are crashing this still.
Yeah,
I think Rex
okay.
will say that out loud and go, so what are we doing here? Are we going in through the back? What's happening? You're drinking a lot.
I'm drinking a perfectly fine amount. This is what I need to keep myself, level.
Do you want us to drink so we're on your level, or do you want us to be sober because... I can think of a few reasons why you'd want us sober.
I'll say this. I'm going to get drunk enough that I probably won't be able to tell at what level you're at, so this is a make your own judgment call sort of decision.
This is a do you trust us or do you want us sober to hold you back?
Now, you are holding a baby.
I mean, sometimes. He gets on the ground and flies sometimes.
Ed DiCaprio, may I have some drink?
I think she's gonna shrug and give some. Like, why not?
Hell yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
You're the cool Ed.
Yes, darling, I am.
Constitution saving
And
throw to
she's,
see how drunk the baby gets. Off to a good start.
No.
All right.
Botch.
I want to note that
botch. Botchity, botchity, botch. The show was good.
I want it to be noted before this baby throws up at me, I'm putting on sunglasses to hide my eyes.
Do we have to confiscate the baby from you already?
Now, I had, let's say, a rather vigorous childhood. I generally don't think I'd recommend giving a baby alcohol. Or at the very least, whatever that paint stripping concoction you're drinking is.
I mean, certainly not if you like your outfits to be clean and pristine as you do.
I just found it's from a crystal decanter, and it just seemed very beautiful, so I thought, I don't know, I'm trying to forget where I'm going, but also plan for it, and I have a baby to take care of. It's a lot going on, and, you know, he'll probably be a little bit quieter now.
Yeah, just to set the
Or
tone.
a lot louder.
I want to note that I'm like picking up Ulysses now and kind of like cradling him. I'm gonna like magic up something to be like the equivalent of like a dragon burp cloth.
Yeah, for the audience, this is a large leopard gecko colored wormling baby dragon, and he's not immediately trashed, but that the botch here represents over the course of this arc, he is going to become unruly and inebriated. This is going to be fun. I'm already excited.
I don't like that I set up this scene now, Austin.
I'm looking through my spell list being like, can I use command to give the one word command sober?
But yeah, Rex will say again, as this baby tips back his sippy cup full of Everclear. But again, like, what are we doing here? Are we walking through the front door? Like, are you just walking through the front door?
It'll be expected that I do. Mother isn't expecting you to, but I guess we can play it by ear and see what happens.
I mean, I've got spells for changing form. I could become something really small and hide.
I am me. And he ends his sentence.
Well, I can find a costume for you if that helps.
So am I just gonna blend in amongst the wait staff? Is that your goal? She knows what I look like.
Yes, but hopefully you won't be interacting with her.
All right, I guess you're in charge here.
Well, look, this is just to get you into her inner vault. You can come in through the front door with me. If she finds a reason to kick you out, then we'll have to figure something else out.
Rex takes the sippy cup and has a sip himself.
Yep, so we've seen Desdemona's lair previously in the Carbuncle arc. You know that she has built her home into the side of a montane ecosystem, which is a heavily forested mountain. There are elves all over the place, and they have incredibly good eyesight. They can drop an arrow at your feet from, miles away. So this, of all of the layers we've seen on screen so far this season, this one seems the most difficult to do a Gladys Accords inspection. If you'll recall, not only did it feel like you're being watched all the time, but remember you said, like, oh, I would like a drink, and an elf just, like, seemingly from nowhere just handed you one. Like, the surveillance is insane, which probably speaks to DiCaprio Devereaux's psychological problems at this point.
I'm looking at plans. I jokingly suggested that I could transform into a butterfly and probably be fairly undetectable.
Well, what I'm saying is this, is that the reason you all are going together right now, this is going to be one of your only reasonable opportunities to go unnoticed into Desdemona's sanctum, because it's a big party, it's an event with a lot of people. So this is your one shot to just walk in and to do something. I don't think you're going to be needed to turn into a butterfly for a number of reasons.
Oh, we can just put like a little face mask on and be like, it's me from the office. Ooh.
I think that DiCaprio is invited and you're her siblings, so if you show up, it's not going to be an immediate problem. But yeah, we're going to find out together as we get there. So you all can finish up your Wendy's meals. What shape are the patties? They can't be square like our universe. They have to be some kind of weird hexagons.
Pentagram.
Are they like those I don't know if you have them in. There's a terrible food that we used to get served in the UK in schools called turkey Twizzlers. I don't know if they're a thing that you have in America.
What the fuck could that possibly be?
That's the most British thing I've ever heard.
Twizzlers. The world is full of so many mysteries.
Yeah, Google a turkey Twizzler.
No!
It is a meat twirl.
No!
What is this?
So the reason I brought up this meat twirl is to basically go is the meat in the burger like a tornado shape because it's Wendy's?
So I know of this. Like, I've seen people spiral cut hot dogs like this, but I've never seen them come in like boxes. Like,
So here's all you need to know about this UK food. They used to be a staple of British schools until Jamie Oliver went on a crusade to get them banned.
I know about him and his whole thing. I will say we do have French fries that are shaped like this.
Why is this child saluting a giant Twizzler statue?
Yeah, turkey Twizzlers were Jamie Oliver's nemesis. They were his whole villain.
Non-Euclidean meat products.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm suggesting meat tornado at Wendy's.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm suggesting meat tornado in many locations, but for now, this is good. You all finish up and start flying over to Desdemona's. It is a beautiful green mountain forest all around it. It's teeming with activity. I think of all the layers we've seen this season, none have more small folk than Desdemona. There's just elves everywhere, all around this mountain. You also know that Desdemona doesn't have a tunnel system through her mountain. She's not creeping around like a little mole. She has just put a big hole in the side of the mountain under the tree cover, and she lives in there. But besides that, it's all outdoors. So that's what you see as you approach. Below you, it's obvious that there are a lot of people up from out of town here. Just all kinds of activity below you.
Rex is going to give some unclely advice to young Ulysses. And he's going to go, all right, when you're approaching a kingdom that you want to burn to the ground, you want to keep your back to the sun so they are looking right at it so you can kind of obscure yourself a bit. Obviously, this is a big, wide open space, so it's easier for them to see, and you need to take every chance you got when you're small and have soft scales like you do right now. Unlike me, who will simply bat the arrows out of the sky and then burn them asunder.
What if it's nighttime, Uncle Rex?
Then you don't want to be by the moon, because that's just going to call you out. Go in a cloud, fly through it, come down, incinerate.
hey, Hop, would you mind actually holding Ulysses for a second?
Sure.
I want DiCaprio to enter this party, but I want her to like dive bomb into it, and like when she hits the ground as a dragon, there's like an explosion of like diamond and like crystals and stuff. Like, I want her to make a real big entrance when she shows up to this thing.
Absolutely. Performance to judge the crowd's reaction to that.
Okay, and I am going to use my Gucci sunglasses to give me proficiency in this.
All right, off to a good start.
29, Austin.
Wowzers, Bowsers. One off of a crit, almost as good as you could possibly do. So you three are flying towards the mountain. DiCaprio, you hand over Ulysses, and then you just dive bomb ahead, leaving your two siblings behind. And they can hear the clapping and cheering from the air as you land in the middle of this event. There are dozens of people all around you, elves, but also a bunch of other species we can talk about. They're all clapping and cheering as you, erupt in your dazzling display. You can add anything you want here, but this works as good as, unless it was a crit, I can't imagine this have gone any better.
Yeah. No, I think she is just kind of hamming it up right now, acting like it's a big deal that she's here. For her, she's like, yes, this is my homecoming, like all that, that sort of thing. But she is just making it very notable that she has entered. So like it gets discussed.
Perfect.
By comparison, Hop is trying to draw as little attention as possible, being a bit anxious about the whole "I wasn't invited, but I'm here" of it all.
And you're also, holding a baby.
Exactly. I'm like, look, no one's stopped me at the door asking for my invite. I'm clearly busy with something.
Number one part of wedding crashing, probably something Rex has done before, is he's not going to steal DiCaprio's moment from her right now. He is also not supposed to be here. He's going right over to the craft services table.
It's you go with the plan of look like you belong, or if someone notices you, don't be someone they don't want to have to interact with, such as person with baby.
Okay, so the younger siblings land behind DiCaprio without making a big display and then go about to mingle about the event. I will say there are dozens of elves all around you. They seem to be, wait staff, security. They all seem armed. They have bow and arrows. They were, keeping an eye on you as you came in. You're very large and you were just dive bombing, but none of them shot you. Presumably they recognized DiCaprio or were expecting her. No one gives you two a hard time. But I will say that the event seems pretty diverse. So there are a bunch of different species, no obvious dragons, and nobody you recognize immediately. Maybe we can roll something and know more there. But the first thing I want to say is people are, clapping you on the back, DiCaprio, cheering you on. Everyone's excited. You made a big splash. But you do just out of the corner of your eye, there's that damn coin. It's just there now, permanently burned into your vision.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of her kind of like looking about. Also, there's a weird irony in almost being perfect at the entrance to my mother's perfect house. And I don't know why that's annoying me now so much as well.
Yeah, that's very funny. But yeah, I think this kind of the mood or like the tone of this is like pretty triumphant, but there's just this nagging, rising like anxiety because no one else knows that you are suffering a coin-related mania right now. But it's like, yeah, the end of the substance where no one knows you're falling apart.
I would like...
No one could possibly know. I'm thinking about coins right now.
I would like to establish something. I want DiCaprio to be wearing like a bodysuit that gives the impression like that her torso is essentially just made of diamond. And it's sort of cut like Brea's card in Magic Austin that where she has like kind of like a torso with just like little bits of skin and the rest kind of seems see-through.
I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what she's wearing, but she is, I think, she's, like, drinking everything in, but there is very clearly, like, sort of an agitation building in her already.
Rex has a nice fancy tuxedo on, and the moment he bent his arms, his biceps just ripped clean through it, so he's just going sleeveless at the moment.
I think if Doc had any additional like layers, like a coat or anything, that is now instead wrapped around this little baby dragon to be like, okay, let's bundle you up.
We put Ulysses in the classic fancy child outfit, the sailor suit.
How cute am I? Aunt Hop, how cute am I?
The cutest. The cutest are around.
May I have a lollipop?
You may. Also have some bread to sober yourself up first, then you can have a lollipop.
I do not want bread.
Meat? We can have some meat. Meat and then lollipop.
Meat.
Okay, meat and then lollipop.
DiCaprio walks by chanting, mead.
Oh, yes. What a nightmare family.
I think DiCaprio will take back Ulysses, so she'll come up and be like, I can take him from here.
Yeah, you're back on wanting to be responsible now that you've had your fancy entrance.
You have to make an entrance, darling. It's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and you couldn't possibly have done that with the baby.
Well, no one knows who the baby is yet.
I hand back the baby with a bit of a raised eyebrow.
Ulysses wanted to stay with Hop because you're giving him meat and lollipops. So when you try to hand him over, he tries to do a breath weapon and directly in DiCaprio's face. But fortunately, it's not yet capable of doing that. So it's just smelly air.
Just gets turkey Twizzlers breath.
Exactly. Yes, that's his breath weapon for now. Turkey, turkey air.
Can I roll a history check? Do I recognize anybody here?
I would love that. That would go down so smooth.
Whoa. Okay. 30.
Holy
I'm not even going to bother
Lord.
rolling that.
DiCaprio, you search the room quickly, scanning everything, and I will give you, with a 30, I'm trying to think, is there anything you don't know about this? These people all look very fancy, very nice. They appear to be representatives of different cultures. You see humans, you see elves, you see dwarves, you see genasi, you see basically every D&D species. Notably, no dragons. Or if there are dragons, they're in disguise and you don't recognize them. So I wouldn't say you notice any one person. You're not like, oh, that's Jeff, from accounting or whatever. Probably anybody you met from these societies would have been dead since the last time you saw them. But because they're just very short-lived, but you immediately get the vibe that this is a professional get together. This is, also it's not a Cookie Mountains thing specifically.
So the vibe is more like, I've come to hear all of your small folk concerns is some sort of council meeting, more so than this is a wedding to which I've invited all of my dragon friends, the people who I respect in my culture.
It definitely doesn't seem like a wedding. It might involve an engagement announcement, but yeah, it is outward facing. To not.
She's getting married to a small folk.
That's where Dragonborn come from. Not out of bounds.
Yeah.
Are these appear to be potentially small folk from other dragons in the Cookie Mountains, not potentially like dignitaries from other countries in this world, because there is a real risk with Rex's proclivities of robbing royals that he might have fucked over some people here.
It does not seem like they are Cookie Mountain small folk. No, you would recognize something about them. You'd be like, oh no, that is, Sycorax's small folk, or that's Rosaline's small folk. No, these are outside dignitaries, representatives. It's like the rest of the world has come here specifically.
What would I have to roll to know if I have fucked over any of people here in particular directly?
I think that is a choice you could make. I don't know if it needs to be a roll necessarily. I think just based on your character, you probably have, and the question is just, do they notice you?
It's probably not these people specifically. It's their parents or like the generation before them, right? Because I figure Rex is probably taking, like, let's say a crown, right? At the end of a king's life, or right, like after they've died, when he thinks that, like, oh, the person coming in next doesn't have the sauce to make this even more valuable. That's when he comes in, swoops in, and gets it, right? Because it's like determining when are you going to, like, when is a fruit ripe, right? You don't want to wait too long, so the rot sets in, but you do it too early, it's not cool enough yet.
With the 30 that DiCaprio rolled, I'll say that, yeah, she can point out, like, oh, that's the guy from the Gnome Kingdom. That's a guy from the Lizard Folk Kingdom. And that it could definitely, in your head, you could be like, oh, I definitely ruined that guy's grandpa's day, So those opportunities are 100% there.
Yeah, Rex will turn to DiCaprio and say, avoid that guy. I'm pretty sure I have his dad's skull in my hoard.
Do you think he's going to want it back? Is this you're trying to return it thing, or we're keeping it forever?
Oh, it's forever. And
okay.
If he's cool enough, I will eventually come for his.
Yeah, it's not like he needs his skull anymore. He's not using it.
Meat.
Okay, here's more meat. They don't have any more of it in Twizzler form, but I got what I could.
Do I see my mom anywhere?
You can absolutely choose to if you would like to. She's the only person you know for 100% sure is here. So if the question is, can I go talk to my mom? The answer is yes.
I think DiCaprio's kind of like, I don't know. I'm trying to debate if she would delay it or she'd just want to rip this Band-Aid off. And I think she probably does just want to rip the Band-Aid off. I think she's like, I'm going to say the coin's kind of irritating her and it's just leading her to be like, let's just get this over with.
Perfect, yeah. So the three of you make your way through the party. Ulysses snacking away, getting ever drunker. You looking elegant. People are still like, they see you and they're like, "Oh, great landing!" And people are pointing at you from across the room and giving you thumbs up. As you become increasingly agitated, there's a coin in your periphery grows like picometer by picometer as it crawls across your vision, and then the three of you in the distance see a regal high elf, resplendent, wearing somehow an even more ostentatious outfit than you, DiCaprio, looking tall and gaunt and kind of a little bit intimidating, and she is talking to a group of people, but like holds her hands up as to say, "I see you."
Yeah. I will. Is she like kind of giving me the like you wait until I finish this conversation kind of move?
I think that it's very brief. Like she gives you the "I see you" and then she politely finishes the conversation so she can speak to you. I'll say Dan just posted the DVD menu bouncing thing in our Discord, which is that's the coin
she's experiencing right now.
Oh god, every so often the coin hits the exact corner of my eye and it's kind of satisfying, but every other second sucks.
Yes. So if you three wait until she's finishing her conversation, Desdemona wraps it up and then turns to you and says, "Children, how delightful. I've heard about your entrance long before I saw you. Word travels fast."
Well, things that are extravagant usually do.
Oh, don't I know it. Doctor? Nods to Hop. Boy? Nods to Rex.
Grunts in response.
I assume you've brought me what's owed to me. Maximus.
Rex gets a shit-eating grin. Of course. And I've had my best gift wrappers on it. And he's going to pull out. Have you ever seen those bits where like somebody gets a Christmas gift, right? And it's been locked in place, has like screws through it to make it the most irritating process possible to open.
I've never seen anything like this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a gag gift where like you'll put $100 in as a gift, right? But it'll be frozen in a block of ice, and that block of ice will be enclosed between two clamps with a bunch of screws through it that you have to take out by hand. Rex has basically done that with the Mineral's disc statuette, but it is fully visible within it, and it's immaculately gift wrapped with a nice bow on top.
All right, Desdemona's gonna take it from you, and as you talk, she's gonna, I guess, try to unwrap it. What kind of check do you think that is? Sleight of hand?
I don't think it's difficult. I think it's just gonna take a while.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'd say sleight of hand to speed it up.
16. That's good. So during this conversation you all are having, she is doing that in the background. Her dexterous elf fingers moving lithely and elegantly.
So, Mother, what's the event?
Oh, I'm just having some friends over to discuss the future of the world. No big deal. Why? Do you need to incorporate it into your speech?
I can't imagine I would need to. Is the speech need to be themed towards this event? If so, I would have loved a heads up.
No, I didn't want to bother you with the minor details. I just thought you would just, honestly, from the heart, explain how much I've meant to you and how I've raised you and how you make us all proud and everything. And that's all. Just everyone needs to know that the nasty rumors about our past are just that. In the past, and rumors.
Yeah, and rumors. Is there some reason why you're the one orchestrating all of this? What involvement do you have with the larger world of Arabella?
I have all the involvement. Who do you think runs the world? Your father?
Is that like a true thing that like other like domains have any like beholdens to the dragon domain, or is it kind of just like the dragons are off in Dragonland?
I mean, you got a 30 on history, so I'm just going to tell you straight up. It's not that dragons have any, like, official, legal authority over anyone else, but when people have problems, they turn to dragons, historically. That is, like, they are the highest, power level. It's like, yeah, anyone who has a big problem will turn to dragons. And she's telling you that, like, your dad is quote unquote in charge, but he's kind of a big goof who loves to play with elephants. He anytime you've ever brought anything up to him political, he's been like, ugh, let's talk about that later.
Hey, is our dad like a complete schmuck? Like, have we been giving him a lot of credit, but he's kind of just like a goob?
He's kind of a goob. I had that scene where he was laying in the ashes of a whole culture he had demolished with little effort. Like, he's absolutely not to be fucked with, but he doesn't have, like, grand visions for what to do with that power. And it seems like Desdemona does?
Well, tell me, what's the aim to accomplish here? If this is all about the world, what are we trying to see the world move forward to, Mother?
Oh, saving the world from bad guys. I have some new things to show off. We've got scholars and heroes and kings and so forth here, and they all want to see what I have, so...
And what will we be seeing? Perhaps something in your collection?
Of course. The finest collection, the finest addition to my collection in some years.
Oh, right. I brought a gift for you, and I want DiCaprio to hand her mom a piece of paper that has 1 + 1 = 2, and she's like, see, a perfect equation you can add to your collection.
She at that point she finishes opening Rex's gift. You're all are inundating her with gifts, and reveals the statue of DiCaprio you made last episode during the downtime.
Yeah, it's like an Oscar, but the base is a replica of the Nevinyrral's disc.
Yeah. She looks at it for a moment, looks at your paper prank, and for a moment, something passes across her face. Oh, maybe insight, I will say, for the three of you.
I'm assuming the what is it, level 1 sheet?
It's level 1 sheet for the first 2 episodes of the arc, yeah.
An 11.
Botch.
Oh no.
I understand nothing. Look, that's about that. It's fair that Hop botch in that it's reflective of how much attention I was paying, because I was trying to work out ways in which 1 + 1 might not be 2 in order to make that equation not perfect. Which I did find one binary. 1 + 1 is 0.
I got a 5.
All right, the group fails big time with the botch. I will say, Doc Hop, you see Desdemona look at the statue, and you, in your heart, know for a solid fact that Desdemona is going to kill Rex Maximus. She hates his ass, and he's done for. It's over.
Okay, I dive between the two of them as if to take a bullet that never comes.
Okay.
I think DiCaprio just kind of sighs and takes another drink as this is happening.
Rex will just go, you trip? What's happening?
Sorry, false alarm. False alarm.
Doc Hop, you take 1 damage, and Desdemona looks at you, Rex Maximus, in the eyes and grins unnaturally bigger than an elf can do, revealing rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth, more rows than can fit in an elf's mouth. And she says, "Clever boy." And she just puts it in her bag.
Hey, Mom, don't forget to display your sweet trophy.
Oh, I wouldn't dare dream of not giving this a pride of place in my home.
Rex turns to Ulysses, and now give the gift like we discussed. to prompt Ulysses to hand over a turkey Twizzler. He probably ate it.
The finest of meats, Grandma.
It twirls.
Desdemona frowns, obviously disgusted by that. Clearly, not wanting to touch this slimy baby.
No, that's not it. That's not a perfect spiral to you. That's perfectly spiraled meat.
This is basically the golden ratio.
Damn it, Quinn! I had a golden ratio thing planned. You got ahead of me. Everyone on this call is too smart.
Okay, it's fine. I'll just hit myself in the head a couple of times. It'll be okay.
But yes, Desdemona just says, feel free to mill around and shake hands and eat my food. Once DiCaprio makes her little speech, you can all leave, and I'll see you at the next family function. Is there anything else I can do for you before I circulate?
DiCaprio is gonna like kind of pull herself a little bit closer and be like, "Why are we really here? What is the purpose of all of this?"
Yeah, you pull her closer. You watch as the magic keeping her an elf kind of strains as it pushes her sharp teeth back in, as her smile kind of shrinks down to normal. And she says, "Because, dear, you stole from me and ran away and people are talking. And if you want to get back to normal, you need to take responsibility."
Eyes shift back and forth awkwardly, and we're here to steal from you.
DiCaprio is gonna say, "Fine, well, when do you have my speech scheduled? I assume it's the highlight of the evening. I don't open for people."
I would expect nothing less. I'd be ashamed if you accepted anything more, or if you accepted anything less than that. About an hour before sunset, so we're gonna let everyone get nice and liquored up and see my older wares. She gestures to the people like looking at her collection before I impress them with the new stuff.
Is that implying that she's brought her hoard out to show people?
So, I will say when we were here last during the Carbuncle arc, you saw that in this forest on her mountain, the biggest trees, like the big redwoods, the kind that people used to like build tunnels through in California, if you've ever seen any of that, like you could drive your car through how big these trees are. Some of those have been like hollowed out, and inside of them are displays with some of her items. I will say that there is, I think based on the roles then and just some of the discussions we have, that you don't quite grasp everything that's going on here. The thing I'll say is, DiCaprio, your lair is explicitly a museum. That's the word you used. And I think last episode, Doc Hop, you went to visit Lady Falconbridge, and I think someone might have used the word museum there. I didn't want to split hairs, but her ice fortress is not a welcoming place. It feels like a private memorabilia collection, not a museum. And there's something here. It's like there are places to look at her stuff, but it is not quite a museum, and I think you need to either talk amongst yourselves or roll something to get the exact vibe.
So I remember that she had an Eidolon in her like hidden collection that she was like under development, right?
So to be clear, there was a tree that was under construction, so elves were like burrowing into it and making something. Doc Hop sent an unseen servant in, which came back to inform you that there was an Eidolon seal. Eidolons being undead constructs traditionally used by gods in the pre-apocalypse times. So that is what you know at this point.
Yeah. Is the display here maybe more like, you know, when like the Catholic Church would venerate like the toe bone of a saint?
Relics.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, let's get religion checks. I think you should get advantage on this, DiCaprio, because you know your mom better.
Hot dog. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got that because I rolled an 8, but my first roll was a botch.
I got an 18.
16.
18 and 16 pass.
That's
Interesting,
fucking
DiCaprio
coin. That fucking coin. I can't. It just won't get out of my goddamn head.
Yeah, you can't focus. With 18 and 16, I don't know if you want to talk about this in character, but Rex with the highest score, I think you come to the realization of what's different from a museum. It's not that anyone should come in and appreciate what's going on here. It's that select people should come in to make important decisions. I think the vibe you get is like it's a showcase. Is
this an auction?
It's close. Yeah, it is. It's like looking. It's like a showroom. Like, but not for like nice cars. For like fighter jets.
But these are all things that are considered perfect, quote unquote.
Yes. Yeah.
When you say fighter jets, do you like literally mean dangerous, powerful objects? Not necessarily artifacts, but like, I would want this in my military as a foreign dignitary coming to make a purchase.
Oh god, are we at the fucking arms show? Are we at the fucking arms dealing expo?
It's certainly on the table. I will say, Laura, arms show is what I have written here on this piece of paper. You did just say the magic word. Yeah, that's the idea. Like, these people here are not, they don't want to see a nice painting. They want something more than that. They don't get out of bed for anything less valuable than like a king's ransom.
So, if there was a thing that broke the Gladys Accords, there's a possibility it might just be on display because that's the kind of shit that people buy and weapons dealers want to purchase.
Absolutely, and I'll reiterate something we discussed last arc, which is Desdemona isn't even subtle about disliking the Gladys Accords. She said, give me Navinarol's disc. She just straight up, in fact, we discussed, I think Sycorax got dumped because she kept turning Orlando's life into content. I think Desdemona left Orlando because she hates the Gladys Accords and thinks he's a little bitch for enforcing them.
Yeah, Rex will absolutely turn to his two sisters and go, I think your mother is playing... What's that board game you like, Hop, where you operate countries? It's the goblin thing.
Mitigate the risk of war.
I think your mom wants to make her perfect little world as a power broker.
Yeah, she has always been interested in coins. I mean, power.
Yes, she's probably exchanging things for coins.
Did you say you saw a coin?
I mean, there might be one here, presumably.
It's just bouncing around. I'm mesmerized by the DVD menu.
I keep forgetting it's a looping GIF and I'm expecting it to do something different.
I mean, I feel like we should start wandering around looking at these exhibits if that's an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fine. Rex will say to them in the hushed conspiratorial tones, she's obviously probably got something on display here, but she'd put the good shit inside, right? Where only the best of the best can get to it?
Well, her sort of predisposition to perfect items would mean the most perfectly destructive ones would be something she'd be holding on to. Was that not why she wanted the nuke?
Is this a case of we need to like find out who at the party would be most likely to be shown the most dangerous, perfect, secret, special things, and then just pretend to be them and be like, oh yes, show me your fancy things. Aha, we grabbed them.
Do we remember where that Eidolon thing was? Like, is that one of the displays now? When that was used to like hollow out a tree, or is there like a place that still like looks like it's off limits?
Yeah, if you want to go looking for specific trees that are like off limits, that I think survival, because you need to not only find them but also avoid security. There are elves everywhere, so that would be the role.
Okie dokie. If we want to do that, I'll roll.
Survival, sorry. Yeah, it's just D20.
20.
13.
10.
All right, the group got average, so you will start working your way through the forest. Remember, this is kind of almost like outdoor garden party atmosphere. There are manicured gardens, all these perfect hedge mazes. It seems like part of Desdemona's outward facade that she is showing to people is like, I have conquered nature. I have made architecture out of the untamable wild, and her elves are like constantly maintaining it. You saw this during the Carbuncle arc. You see in the distance that there is a off limits place that is like cordoned off with some sort of magical barrier. With this average, what are you talking about or doing before you get there? So let's say there's like a period of you wandering through the forest to get away from the party to where you're not supposed to be.
I think DiCaprio's immediately like, she doesn't like, you know what? She might not give a shit. I think she's just bad mouthing her mother, knowing it's probably getting back to her, like there's somebody listening in or something like that. But she's like, I bet she's taking care of all the father's, politics because she's just using it for her own benefit.
I mean, yeah, isn't that generally the modus operandi of any politician or dragon? We do what we want because it helps us.
Sure, but she really shouldn't have access to anything of any of father's resources,
I mean, couldn't Dad just step in and stop her if he wanted to?
Dad doesn't know how to say no. He never does. All he needs is some dragon to touch his shoulder and suddenly he swoons and is in love.
Oh, it doesn't even need that. The fluttering eyelashes will do it.
You're teaming up on that slut.
Rex will kind of like cock his head at this as he's like dragging one claw through this hedge maze, probably clipping off branches as he goes, saying, I don't know if I agree. It's kind of his entire job to say no to items and then have them destroyed. Isn't that why your parents broke up or something?
Mother didn't care for the Accords. I tolerate father's vision for the world. She doesn't have that ability to accept that.
So if this breaks bad, do you want me to like burn down this hedge maze or what are we doing here?
It would burn pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, her home is mostly trees and wood is infamously flammable.
It is one of its most famous qualities.
Well, let's see how bad of a mess we make at this party before we decide to burn it all to the ground. But honestly, I'm willing to skip a couple steps to get there this time around.
What are you gonna do if you don't find anything?
Well, we're going to find something, so there's no reason to ask, really.
Yeah, and I was sure I was gonna find something in Andronicus's hoard, and there was nothing there.
Worst case, we'll invent something to find. Like, we'll find something from one of our hordes and pretend we found it there, just so we can be like, haha, we did it. We got one over on you.
Oh, so we are just going to fuck her over then. If that's the plan, great.
I mean, I assume that's the plan.
We don't need to make anything up because she's obviously going to have things. She speaks against the Accords at every possible opportunity. I'm sure she has dangerous things in her hoard. We know she wants the nuke, so we have absolutely every reason to believe that she is hiding something.
But I hate the Accords, and I don't have anything. So, there's a chance she doesn't.
I simply don't believe that. She absolutely would.
When you said that, I thought you meant I simply don't believe you don't have something that breaks the Gladys Accords in your hoard.
I threw you the nuke real quick. Now you do.
It starts beeping and counting down.
Sorry, we'll put it in the trash bag of holding. It'll be fine in there probably.
We only drop it when it's time for it to go off.
If you pull it out even as a comedy prop, Ulysses grabs it and starts chewing on it. It's his favorite toy.
Absolutely not. I'm never taking it out around this guy.
I offer him 2 turkey Twizzlers.
Yes, this will be fuel to burn down the forest.
Yes, keep that energy up. So we're going to have to explain to you how to start with kindling and to really work up a big flame. Well, that assumes your breath is flame. I suppose we could melt this place with acid if it's that, or Electrify everyone.
Turkey breath go. Turkey breath fly. Turkey breath on.
Turkey.
All right, we've all seen
It's working.
Raimi Spider-Man, Austin.
All right, the three of you plus Ulysses reach the tree you saw last time, which is under construction. It appears to be finished. There's no scaffolding or anything, but there is a shimmering blue magic barrier all around it. It's semi-transparent, so you can see like the shape of a tree beyond, but everything else is obscured.
Can I roll an Arcana check to know what this might be? If this is some kind of magical protection?
Absolutely.
Crit 25.
Fuck me running the rolls tonight. Yeah, with a crit, you can know exactly what it is. You can paint me a picture of how exactly this looks, and also with a 20, you can just, no rolls, you can countermand the spell with your wizardry.
Yeah, I imagine DiCaprio is looking at this, and she is like, like every so often, Tony Stark will just bring up like a fucking video screen and it'll just start interacting with it like it's a computer. Like she's just going to essentially do that. But every so often, she like goes off of like the magic keyboard to like swat away the coin that's like coming into her peripheral vision again. Like every so often, she's like, get out of here. But she is just going to disarm it, and she's going to be like, Mother's security is not quite as perfect as she thinks.
I mean, you already broke it once, right?
Yeah, I'd have liked to assume she would have done some upgrades, though.
I think you're just that good at the crit. The thing is, when you drop the shimmering blue magical barrier, you immediately see the tree, and you immediately hear something that was obscured by the magic, which is the sounds of shouting and fighting inside the actual tree itself.
Oh.
Oh boy, my part. And Rex runs in.
Rex, you run in first, and you see inside of this great redwood tree, there are 3 elves who are sword fighting a human woman, and the elves are overwhelming her. She appears to about to be killed. And I put the picture of the human woman in the roll 20. Boop.
Oh my gosh!
Only DiCaprio knows who this is because of, well, we discussed a little bit last arc. We can get into it. This is Viola, the puce dragon, in her human form. But the rest of you don't know that. She is trying to fight with magic. Some necromantic blasts come out of her hands, but these people are trained swordsmen, and they start stabbing her.
Rex would well, he's already on the, fuck this, fuck Desdemona's people, fuck everything here. So an enemy of my enemy is my friend. Flying drop kick to the elves.
All right, roll initiative to come to the aid of this poor, greasy human woman.
I keep opening my 20 sheet by accident. Hold on.
Oh, I botched. Damn, these elves are boned.
13.
26.
balls.
7.
All right, Doc Hop, you're up first. Rex is gonna run in to do a drop kick, but you are magic, so you could just do something else. I guess that's faster.
Boop. Right, 1 sec. Right, I'm running in and punching. Run and punch.
So... Doc Hop is jacked. I always forget.
Yeah. So what am I rolling for just punch is... I always forget this.
Yeah, so it should be +7, because 5 is your strength and 2 is your proficiency.
Yeah. 20 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits. So you run in and you just clobber the first elf with your big muscles.
Yeah, big muscle hit.
All right, so D6 plus 5.
Yep, D6 plus 5. 9 damage as I run in and just fists flying.
DiCaprio, you see one sibling do a flying drop kick, which we'll get to in a second, and the other one do a big muscle punch on one of the elves each. What do you do? It's your elf.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of place the Firestone Star on my lapel for a brief moment before I let the fire kind of channel down my arm into my fingers, and I'm going to shoot Firebolt at one of these guys. So it's going to be a 22.
That hits hugely.
Am I just doing base Firebolt damage?
Correct. Yes, it also smells faintly of the BLT that Doc Hop made. It's been encased forever in the flame.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad that that's an element that's just always going to stay with it. It is going to be just 1 damage.
No way.
Yeah, it just does 1d10, right? I don't get any other bonuses. Yeah.
All right, Rex Maximus, tell me about your drop kick.
Okay, he's doing it. I'm doing my Draconic Rush, so I get 2 attacks. He's just running in, just fully. If you've ever seen Devil May Cry, there's a move you can do where you just fully launch both of your feet right at a guy's head. And that's what's happening here. 11 and 13. I think I've missed again. We're fucking up here.
You just go flying past the elf, both legs hyperextended. That's very funny. I mean, that's something Dante would do. You were eating a pizza.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's my turn.
All right, so the elves are going to turn to the 3 of you. DiCaprio, 18. 19 to DiCaprio, and 19. What the fuck? You can all see these are tiny bonuses, right? I'm not even big dogging.
Yeah. Well, an 18 does hit my AC, yeah.
Wow. So Doc Hop takes 2 damage, DiCaprio takes 6 damage, and Rex takes 7 damage. As they turn, they have long swords, and they just start slamming them through your bodies. They're highly trained, badass bodyguards who have dedicated their lives to this diamond dragon, and they do not fuck around. There's not even any, halt, criminal scum. They're just like, death, death, death.
All right. That's not great.
He just holds up the sword as Rex goes by and he gets fucking bisected.
Viola is trying to gather herself. She's bleeding from all over, but she is also clearly muttering an incantation under her breath and trying to do some kind of spell as we go back to Doc Hop.
10 more damage as I just continue to bounce around the arena. Punch, punch, punch.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. Non-lethal. But I reduced a thing to 0 HP, and I think this is the first time this season I've done that. I gained 4 temporary hit points.
Cool. You just knock this guy out like Glass Joe, and he just goes down, swords flying away.
I'm riding the high of victory, and that has given me some additional vitality.
All right, I'm gonna use Ice Knife on this guy. I need these guys to die, essentially. So I'm going to make a spell attack against this good friendo. 14.
And I helped. Ulysses is a comforting presence. Yeah, you hit the elf with an ice knife.
I have a knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Ulysses throw the knife that is about to explode. So,
wait, can you hand him the knife and then throw him?
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. I still roll a 1 for damage, but they need to make me a dexterity saving throw all the enemies within a 2d6 area.
Oh wow. Okay. So elves are pretty dexterous, but
Or within a 5 feet area, I should say.
13 and 22. So the knife barely gets through the elf's armor, but then it explodes.
Yeah. So for the one whom it missed, they are going to take 4 cold damage as I rolled a 4 on a 2d6. Not my best damage rolls.
I think I'm just gonna use my breath weapon. I don't trust that I'm gonna hit them at this point. Rex is just gonna walk up and say, fuck it, I hate being a small folk. This'll work. And then just unload his breath weapon, so I need a dex saving throw.
Alright. Boop. 11? That's gonna fail. Is this a line? Can you get both of them, you think? I'm gonna say...
It is a cone.
Oh yeah, definitely. 22 and 11. So one it gets hit full on, the other one dives down.
9 damage, and then half a 9.
Alright, one of them is completely immolated, the one that got hit, and is, I was gonna say lethal or non-lethal, but they are dying because they are completely on fire.
Yeah, Rex is just walking forward, breathing fire. I don't think there is any non-lethal way to set someone ablaze.
Yeah, it is now Elf's turn. He sees his friend on fire, pulls out his bow, and is gonna try to shoot you through the head. Rex?
Okay.
13?
Nope.
No? Damn.
No, I have 18 AC.
That was my last thing, dog. I really thought that would do it.
It just hits Rex's head and bounces off.
Damn. There's a dragon under there. All right, we're going back.
You're about to have a really bad day.
Doc Hop, it's your turn. One elf is unconscious. One is a bonfire. And the last one is watching Rex approach. What do you do?
One more punch. 19.
That hits.
9 more damage.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal, and I'm having that extra 4 HP. Oh, I'm so healthy. I'm vitalness.
So temporary HP doesn't stack. You only get the highest number.
Ah, okay. I only get it the once.
So you see an elf is trying to aim the bow at Rex. Rex is slowly walking forward. The first arrow bounces off his polymorphed human skin, and then you run over and judo chop. You do like an Austin Powers chop to knock him out before Rex kills him.
I think at this point it's a flashy finishing move. I think she leaps in the air, and this is trying to sort of punch. She's trying to get enough air that she can punch downwards, so that this elf will very dramatically crumple to the floor.
Perfect. You do so. It crumples at Rex's feet, with fire still kind of streaming from his human mouth, kind of an upsetting image. The immediate thing is that you have won the fight, that you are successful. The second thing is there's a guy who is a human star. Or an elf star, I guess I should say, burning, blazing. Is there anything you do before he dies?
I will say this. I don't think DiCaprio is going to, because I think she is going to go see to Viola. So I'm going to say no. But I will leave it up to Rex or Hop to say if they stop that from happening.
Is the one that that's dying the elf that got him real good?
Yes, I think that's why you hit him with both barrels.
Okay. Rex will take off his kingly cloak and just kind of dump it over him for a second as a fire blanket to put it out. He's willing to recognize, all right, you did something. I've horrifically burned you for life. That's fair.
Okay, so all 3 elves are alive. One is horribly burnt, but that is a decision you're making. I will say, after this fight, you can all 3 roll your 1 hit die you have as a level 1 character. This is the first point where I think it's relevant that you did not keep the futuristic medical device from Enobarbus's lair, which would have just healed you all back to full, no problem. Instead, you are going to have to thug it out with your hit dice and HP.
Austin, mechanical question. I lost 2 HP, but then got 4 temporary HP.
Unrelated.
Yeah, okay, so I can still hit dice and get the 2 back and still have the 4 bonus.
Correct.
Nice.
That is how that works.
Well, I've got 11 health back, so we're fine.
Okay. Well, this arc is going to have a couple episodes in it, so we'll see. But
No, there's no more fights happening.
Okay. I just want to call out that the consequences of that decision. Maybe you stop bad things from happening. All the possibilities in the world. But yeah, this whole consequence situation could have been avoided. But I'm curious to see how it goes.
I'm in the double digits on health, so I'm not worried.
Rex will say to Hop, I was leaving him so Ulysses could get his first real bite down on a small folk throat.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. I got hopped up on punching. I felt so healthy.
You're
so
also
healthy.
using your name as a verb?
Yeah.
I Rexed all over those guys.
I'm gonna use it for when I leap real good and then punch a guy.
Yeah. Hey, what's with that lady? And he just jerks the thumb at Viola, who's, I guess, bleeding over there.
Yeah, I want to know, DiCaprio's like, can I do like a medicine check? She is like immediately trying to like make sure this person is okay.
Yeah, so these conversations kind of happen simultaneously. Roll medicine. I will say in the background, Ulysses has an ice knife. He's like swinging it around. I have a knife.
13.
Yep, that succeeds. You see that Viola is bleeding from a couple of stab wounds. She tried to fight 3 people. not advisable, but you were able to staunch the bleeding. She thanks you, does not make eye contact. Just thanks, Dee Dee.
Why are you here?
Your mom has something I want.
Okay, but why are you here now?
Because that's the only time that there's enough people that the elves won't see me coming.
You have to get out of here.
No, I have to get the bone.
What bone?
It's a perfectly preserved claw of a time dragon. It curves at the golden ratio, DiCaprio, a thing you know about, which I assume we've talked about before.
Okay, well, we'll figure out another time to get it. This is a big event, and Mother clearly has something planned.
Is it a forbidden one? Is it bad?
I don't know. It's just a very famous bone. Time dragons are extinct, and it's perfectly preserved.
Rex is gonna kind of stroll on over and just say, well, I mean, DiCaprio, why not just... DiCaprio, I assume you know who this lady is? I mean, we could use an extra hand here. I did almost get bisected.
You didn't tell your siblings about me, you bitch? Viola says.
I'm not really allowed to talk largely about you, let's say.
What do you mean? Your daddy won't let you talk about me?
She very clearly avoids using the term us right now.
Yeah. Viola turns to you two and just kind of rudely over you says, I'm Viola, your sister's ex.
Hey. Oh, hey.
Hi, Rex Maximus, available.
We have no problem with being told about you. Hi.
DiCaprio is going to slap his hand away and be like, we're not meeting and hanging out. Viola has to get going.
I can do multiple things.
Your exes are cool. You never let us meet any of them. They're cool.
Have you met DiCaprio's new baby?
You have a baby? Shriek it, like a wave of necromantic energy kills all the grass around her.
You were there when we saw the dragon get hatched, Ulysses. You know I'm taking care of Ulysses.
Okay, sorry, I panicked.
Darling, that's why you need to get out of here. This is too volatile of a situation for emotions to get in the way of things.
Why are you trying to send me away? Is your daddy gonna get mad?
I'm not worried about my daddy right now. I'm more worried about my shithead mother and whatever weird plan she might have and how she might use you and it should turn to her advantage.
Once again, smirking, like playfully at your siblings. Like, did you know that your daddy gets to pick who your sister could date?
Oh.
He's never successfully stopped me.
Since when has this been a thing?
Since I tried it and Father decided it was a poor use of my time.
And you just let him?
Yeah, you just let him?
This is not the time nor place for this discussion, honestly.
She's like smiling ear to ear now. This is very fun for her. She says, you can't make me leave. I need that claw. And this is the only time. I've known your mom for decades. She's never had a good opportunity as this.
Rex will turn to Viola and go, you know, I'm assuming you know magic shit considering you're talking about golden ratios and all that. All that like social engagement stuff. That's what you're referring to, right? Like views or something?
It's about math, Rex.
Is it dangerous math?
I've eaten a mathematician before.
I'm a very powerful necromancer, she says, waving her hands around with like purple energy streaking from it. That's what she was using to fight
Or
elves.
she's lying. She's giving us too much information. We shouldn't be sharing these details, really. Like, DiCaprio's trying to not let these two groups, like, become acquainted with each other. I think she's almost just like, I feel like maybe you two should just move along, and I'll make sure that Viola here gets to a trauma center, because clearly her brain is been impacted. You might have had a concussion from those stab wounds.
From the back, Hop's just going to chime in. Neither of us have been told we can't date you.
Ulysses, clearly drunk, wanders over. Who is this? Are we friends?
Yes, we're friends, but you don't know them and you never will.
Ulysses walks over to Viola, hands her the broken ice knife. A gift for a friend.
That's very good, Ulysses.
Thank you.
Now wink. That's important. The wink is important.
Yeah, leopard gecko wink is a top tier animal wink. Viola, absolutely shitty to get this point, stands up, dusts herself off. She says, listen, you can help me get the dragon claw, or you could fuck off, but I'm not giving up.
I'd say this. You help us see if she's breaking the Gladys Accords. We help you get a time clock, whatever the thing you said was.
It's the claw of a time dragon. Oh, I mean, she turns to DiCaprio and says, I've had my zombies and skeletons looking for that Cymbeline sibling's true name. I mean, I have it. Do you want it or not? I told you what I wanted. This is a perfect opportunity.
Something like that can happen, but I need to make sure we find something in Mother's vault that is... Let's just say I'm handling it. And if we happen to find something in Mother's vault that looks like a time dragon claw, perhaps I can grab that and bring it to you as a gift. Something to celebrate with later, in private.
Viola turns to the two other siblings. Are you going to let her send me away again? You're going to let her disrespect me again?
I think technically Hop is in charge still.
Am I? Well, I want to know more about you. And additional hands on a quest seems like a great idea. I think we should be all the more the merrier.
You know what? No, Rex is gonna try to power move. He's gonna like do that thing where you like offer to link arms and say, "I think we could get going, shall we?"
Fuck yes. Disgusting. Roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay. What do I have in persuasion again? Let me see here. Oh,
Chad behavior.
9.
Yeah, she will link arms with you, but just to make DiCaprio mad, not because she is immediately smitten by you.
DiCaprio is going to look at her and be like, "You can't be doing this! Can't be doing this!"
Oh, well, I have something that'll cheer you up. She snaps her fingers, and then there's just a long, awkward pause, and then like 30 seconds go by. She says, "It's coming. It's the bony feet are slow." And eventually a skeleton, a shambling, it's like half the flesh is gone, of some small folk. All of her small folk are the zombies and skeletons of the deceased small folk of every other dragon in the Cookie Mountains. So this is maybe like a dead human from Sycorax's domain, comes in carrying what appears to be a vase, or more specifically, an amphora.
You did find the one.
Yes, I told you. You thought Lady Falconbridge was going to get off, out of her walker and get her old ass over there and get this done without her Metamucil?
Who?
The running joke, you don't know who Lady Falconbridge is. She says, yeah, my skeletons found an item of yours that was taken. They drew all over it. She shows you the amphora, and while it was a kind of simple, magical clay vase before, it now has an elaborate scene on it depicting the three of you fighting the 72 horrors that came out of the Shining trapezohedron.
Oh, maybe we don't kill him. That's actually kind of cool.
I will take the amphora back if she is offering it.
Yep, she gives it to you, and it is thrumming with magical power, more so than when you last had it.
Ooh.
Are the siblings actually buffing up our items? I'm gonna be so annoyed if they are. All right. I'm gonna put
Hey, Quinn can recognize that, but DiCaprio doesn't have to.
I know DiCaprio's still like, well, those fucks are gonna get theirs, but I am gonna have to ask you at some point, Austin, when I attempt to do this. I'm like, am I still casting Cause Fear, or is this a different spell?
Yeah, you'll find out when you try that. It is there's a dark, ominous energy inside. It almost like vibrates and shakes under your hand, but it's yours, and she gives it back to you.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is going to take it and kind of look at Viola. She's gonna like pull her sunglasses down and kind of like meet her gaze and just be like, "I do appreciate this.
You should have appreciated a lot of things.
I should have. I'm trying to fix things, and I just need this mission to work out right. If it doesn't, let's just say Mother's about to get everything she wants if I don't find something inside this vault."
Okay, I don't know what that means, but it sounds fun and ominous. Let's go. And she pulls on your arm, Rex.
Yeah, Rex is gonna be making casual conversation like, so is you into bones? Is that your thing?
Bones, carapaces, husks. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a fair amount of skulls back home. Orc chieftains tended to keep a trophy rack, so it's sort of their kind of crown.
Oh, I love skulls.
I'd be happy to show you the collection.
Do you have any raccoon skulls? They're my favorite.
Not in particular. I do actually. Tangential note. Did you see that thing where apparently a raccoon skull was mislabeled as a wolf skull in some like stock photo?
This is 100% what I'm referencing.
Some stock photo portfolio, and then a bunch of like people that were like, okay, I needed to like draw a wolf skull for something, found that and then fucked it up as a result. I think Warhammer did it too, actually.
Yes, this is 100% what I'm referring to.
There is a shit ton of people with raccoon skull tattoos as a result.
Yes.
Rex is gonna say, can't say that I do. It's mostly other dead chieftains. Oh, and a couple demons. A few giants, etc.
Oh, demon skulls are pretty cool. Are you sure they're demons and not devils? A lot of people get them confused.
I only was interacting with it for about 20 seconds before it was incinerated alive, so didn't get a great look at it.
Only lasted 20 seconds, huh?
I was still going. It wasn't.
DiCaprio's going to bemoan to Hop and just be like, Rex's skulls aren't that nice.
I don't know. I've always thought they got a good history to them. I can appreciate them.
He's just bragging about them. He's not used to sophisticated women, let's say that.
Look, I'm not going to judge anyone about getting excited that someone finds their horde interesting. Goodness knows I've been enjoying it recently, not having everyone tell me that my horde is shit, so, like, I'm on his side on this one. I encourage him to boast.
You found someone to bond over your horde with?
Oh yeah, I've been having a lovely time talking about my trash recently. It's been great.
Oh? Is this a potential suitor for you? I'd love to hear about something that would distract me from my love life.
I don't think you would.
Oh, please. If there's somebody, I would love to meet them.
The funny thing is, you could call her by name and DiCaprio wouldn't recognize it.
Yes, Lady Falconbridge.
Falconbridge. I feel like I've heard that name.
Yeah, I feel like you should have done.
I just said it 30 seconds ago. Viola
Yeah,
says.
but I'm a tired dumbass though, Austin. So
I think it's more DiCaprio. Also, is it like connecting these dots? She's just like, hey, did I meet them on maybe the fashion tour at some point in time?
You know what? For your sake, sure, that's it.
Well, you'll have to introduce me sometime then.
I think you'd get on swimmingly.
I am very charismatic that way. You are correct.
I guess it's my fault because I was like, can you all be little freaky little dragons? And then you're like, oh, here we're freaky little dragons. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe you're freaky little dragons. Dead dove inside. Do not eat.
So tell me about your time with DiCaprio.
Wow, juicy gossip. Yeah, Viola says, oh, we were having a lot of fun until Orlando found out that the princess was seeing a greasy commoner, and then he put a stop to it.
Now, I'm more wondering if you've seen her without with her bonnet on, because she won't let me. She ejected me, and I mean that in the spaceship launching sense, right from her lair.
Well, I'm a proper lady, so I wouldn't gossip about such things.
Is it different if you're gossiping to another lady? Because I want to hear that gossip.
Your family's so weird.
I agree. My family is being very weird right now.
You got a baby drunk earlier.
I've made poor decisions today. No one else has to follow me.
There are 3 unconscious elves in the background. Ulysses is eating one of their boots. I will say you all came in here because this tree was cordoned off with a magic barrier. There's no need to roll. Inside here, you see there is a large tarp that is over something. It's to obscure what it is, but this is the thing that was blocked off by the barrier. So when you're all done having this very silly conversation, that is the one thing of note here.
Yeah, Rex will go yank the tarp off.
Yeah. So you pull the tarp off and you see what appears to be an enormous life-size statue of a 5-headed dragon.
Is it Tiamat?
It sure is Tiamat. I don't know if presumably the audience knows and the 3 of you know, but if you want to know more in character, that will be a religion roll.
Crit 21.
Holy shit. So I guess Doc Hop, you minored in dragon history studies or what? Why'd you crit?
Well, look, in order to understand every other, small folk culture and what items are important to them, you kind of have to double around to studying dragon culture, because a whole bunch of small folk have, very specific cultural artifacts that are about their reverence of dragons, and you gotta work out whether it's I drew a cool dragon on the side of a van, or I genuinely believe in the deity powers of a dragon. You gotta work out where the line is per culture, and you gotta understand dragons for that.
That makes sense. A lot of kobolds and goblins who revere dragons would therefore probably revere Tiamat. So with the crit, I'll tell you everything, even though this is one of the most iconic, famous Dungeons & Dragons characters that exists. Tiamat, mother of evil dragons, 5 heads, one for the 5 most common chromatic dragons, so red, white, blue, green, black. This is a statue of her, beautiful and resplendent. It's enormous. It takes up this entire interior of this kind of. It's a building, but it's also a tree. Is how Desdemona rolls, and it was under a tarp. She was going to reveal it. If you have any other questions with a crit, I'll just tell you.
As a flavor note, Rex did also roll and got a 16 -1 for a 15, and I think there is actually a reason why he would know anything about Tiamat, and that's obviously because Rex, his whole thing is symbols of power and being powerful, and sort of by definition, Tiamat and Bahamut. Yeah, I see your message, Laura. Tiamat and Bahamut are the most powerful dragons to ever exist.
Yep. Bahamut, god of good dragons or metallic dragons. Tiamat, his counterpart. These are the 2 main major dragon gods. When you say "oh my god" as a dragon, this is who you mean.
If this is magical, Rex's first immediate thought is, can I draw any power from this?
Yeah, Arcana to find out that information.
My cat. One moment.
I will say, in case it needs to be reiterated, that all of the gods are dead at this point. So that is just something to keep in mind. But
yeah, I'm very curious why this would be something to display. I guess I will assist in
4, got nothing.
Arcana check. but I also, Austin, would like to try to do something else as well. 9 for Arcana. I want DiCaprio to like take a claw and just create a nick somewhere on this statue. Like I want her to intentionally just fuck it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. So 4 and 9 on Arcana checks means the group fails. You don't know anything. This is just a life-size statue of Tiamat here, and you scratch it, and it is scratched. So I'm going to write that down.
The fact that it is scratched, does that rule out it being one of the Gladys Accords things?
Correct. It is not an artifact, so if it can be damaged.
Are there other things to be displayed in this tree, or was this tree only for this?
It appears that this is the only thing in this tree. Yeah, this was the thing that was going to be unveiled. This was the thing that was cordoned off. Yeah, with your bad Arcana rolls, you don't know anymore. It's just a big statue of Tiamat. That's strange. It's not an artifact. It's not a violation of the Gladys Accords. So, kind of not your business or problem, but certainly interesting.
I didn't do an Arcana. Can I throw an Arcana in to know about it?
Unless you crit, the group will still fail, but you can try.
Let's give it a go. Come on. No, 5.
Oh man, that came so close to going as bad as possible too.
Yeah, you botch and Ulysses eats it.
Okay. DiCaprio is going to ask Viola if she knows some level, like, did she have any idea where she was going here, if she's been kind of planning this, or is like DiCaprio taking lead because she's the last person who's been inside this vault?
Yeah, Viola will say, I have no idea where I'm going. This is your mom's house. I was just trying to find the security and look through because the time dragon claw is extremely valuable. It may have all kinds of chrono magic, which is the most powerful kind of magic. I assume she's not leaving it out with the hors d'oeuvres.
All right. Can I do, I don't know if it's like a history check, like an emotional, like generational trauma check. I'm like trying to like, how does my character remember how she got into this place? Like how she got into her mom's inner hoard, or is like, you know, if there was like a event she went into before, it's like very clearly boarded up now or something like that. Like, are there defenses in place she can't just get in the same way she did last time?
Yeah, I'll say there's no generational trauma check. Rather, with the kind of fuller knowledge that your mom is kind of an arms dealer in the back of your mind, it's not like she has one vault like Enobarbus does. She kind of just has constantly new things being made and old things being cycled out. So there isn't one place to go to. That's kind of a frustrating thing. There's an entire mountain with big trees on it. Desdemona's kind of a pain in the ass.
And yeah, I think the only option is go try to find another tree.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to like tell what's inside of the tree? Is there anything that looks like particularly like more guarded than anything else, or like?
Absolutely, in the sense that some of them will be will have additional security features. So if we're talking about getting a Glock, will probably have less security than getting a rocket launcher. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the vibe.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio wants to try to find like the place that looks like it has like the toughest amount of security.
It's probably gonna be the center of that fucking hedge maze, isn't it?
Well, why don't you roll nature to observe the hedge mages? Mazes.
I like the hedge mages though.
That's actually already a thing. Hedge mages are from oh gosh. Isn't that Mercedes Lackey?
Great.
Fuck. Damn it.
6.
Oh, that's good. All right, with a crit. Rex, my first instinct here is that you turn into an adult dragon, fly up in the air, and look around for the most elaborate hedge maze, and then come back down and tell everyone?
Yeah, I feel like that's. Oh, no, he wouldn't turn into a dragon because he's afraid to, I guess alert Desdemona something's obviously up. If he, well, I don't know if that'd be a problem. But what Rex does, because he wants to again show off, because there's a lady present here. He just fucking climbs the tree, looks out, and then goes, "All right, is that one over there? That looks complicated."
DiCaprio, I want to apologize to Viola, be like, sorry, my brother's a bit of a show off.
I mean, it's pretty cool to climb a tree like that, just straight up human muscles.
DiCaprio's gonna kind of like roll her eyes. She's like, it's not that cool. Also, he smells.
He's not using his hands. He's just punching into the wood to make a handhold, and then hoisting himself up, kicking a hole for his foothold, and then repeating that every time.
You never climbed a tree for me, DiCaprio.
I don't need to climb trees to show how awesome and great I am. Do you want me to climb a tree?
Why not? Just try it out. See how it fits.
I'm gonna try to climb a tree.
Hell yeah, athletics.
Why am I doing this?
I love how
18! Yes!
just the idea of a woman drives all of you completely insane.
I rolled an 18 for my athletics.
Yeah, no, great. You climb up the other side of the same tree.
Yeah, I'm like not as high, and I'm like obviously doing it like very differently. But like DiCaprio's like, see, it's not that hard. You just have to have a ton of anger that you need to release.
Wow. So you two are competing up with the tree. Viola's holding Ulysses and turns to Hop, and he's like, "Are they always like this?"
Yeah. At least they're being productive with it today.
Rex, stop trying to impress my girlfriend.
Not your girlfriend anymore.
Not my choice, Rex.
Yeah. I think Rex shoots her a look and just goes, "You chose to do it. Do you know how many times I've ignored dad or mom and made her unhappy?"
Some of us don't have that luxury, Rex.
Have you tried? You literally robbed your own mother, so there's precedent.
Yeah, and perhaps I'm paying for my mistakes.
I think Rex stops, and he's like casually leaning against a tree, and by that I mean he shoved his arm like shoulder deep into it to steady himself, and like crosses one leg over the other one, and says, I mean, from what I can see, you're trying to get back with Falcon Bridge. But to do that, you have to play nice with your mom. But you don't want to play nice with your mom, and now it looks like you're trying to actively sabotage her if you don't find anything.
If we don't find anything here, Rex, I have to admit my mom was a perfect mother to me to quell any of her concerns about rumors. I have to lie and say she was the perfect mother. I can't do that.
Rex snorts and says, "No, you don't. She's still a bitch. just because she doesn't have a world vaporizing magical bomb doesn't mean she's not awful."
DiCaprio, I think she's just gonna like kind of sigh, and she's gonna be like, "It's so easy for you, Rex."
And I think you're making it more complicated than it has to be.
We should get going. We have too many things to do. We can't keep waiting around.
Rex Tarzan slides down the tree.
Initiate Phil Collins.
That's my favorite move that I taught him that. Ulysses, that's his limit break, actually.
Yeah, Rex will drop down and say, "That seems to be the most complicated hedge maze," and he's just going to start walking towards it again.
Absolutely. So the group is going to go in that direction. What you saw up above was the most elaborate, complicated hedge maze. It seems like the best casual security through obscurity that anyone could get lost in. There is a number of large trees that are incorporated into the design, and there are also elves patrolling the area. This is like a whole security situation as you approach. So is there anything you all want to say or do before you try to break into the hedge maze that protects the tree you also have to break into? Multiple layers of security. Desdemona is a pain in the ass.
It's so much easier to do this in dragon form. I just go through the walls, or straight through the hedge maze.
I mean, how hard are hedges? We can probably still walk through them, right?
Viola runs forward and bounces off the hedge. Lands in a heap. Nope.
Can Rex try to catch her as she falls?
All right, yeah, dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie, let's see. I think that's just a straight D20. Yep.
I hate this motherfucking game so much.
Yes.
He does the fucking, like, tango dip.
Seeing that, Ulysses jumps into the hedge to bounce off on purpose to see if anyone catches him.
I'll try and catch him.
It's dexterity saving throws to catch him if you want to.
Okay. 12.
No, he flies out past your hands. Oh, incredible.
Do I have anything that would help me catch? Probably not. No.
Doctor, you have dropped me.
I have. I'm sorry. I have half a turkey Twizzler left. Does that make it okay?
This time I will forgive you. Next time I will not be so merciful.
That's fine. Next time I'll find Tarrasque Twizzlers. We'll step it up a notch.
Hell yes.
You gotta lower your head, Ulysses. Top of the crown. That's the hardest part.
Are you still holding on to Viola as you say this?
Absolutely.
She swoons. She puts one hand up at an angle near her head, dramatically, or look you dead in the eyes, DiCaprio.
I'm going to be there. Like air around DiCaprio is like noticeably getting colder as like her anger is like getting less and less restrained. Like I feel like you can start seeing like her fingers are starting to like turn into claws.
Yeah, this is very good. You see in the distance there are like elves marching around the outside of the hedge maze. You see the tall tree towering over you. It's like basically a whole fortress in the forest. What do you do?
How far are we from? I was gonna say we could steal the elves' clothes and wear those, but there are 4 of us, and I burned one of those people alive. So.
Well, I have the ability to make a costume rack for anything we need, so can I use my zipper costume rack to give us costumes that would let us enter this?
You'll still need to roll deception, but yeah, that's
Sure.
that's your kind of signature powers, costume changing.
Yeah, I'm going to do that so we all have our costumes to change into to make this hopefully a good deal easier.
Is that advantageous deception in that case?
It just makes the deception possible. What are you dressing up as?
As some of the guards, like I don't know if there's like a uniform to the Desdemona Delta Squad or whatever the fuck if they have a name, but like
Elf Team 6?
Yeah, if there's an Elf Team 6 costume, getting some fancy version of that.
They do have a uniform, but notably they're elves and you're not. So I'm curious how you're going to spin that.
I am an elf. So,
oh yeah,
actually,
you are.
Thank you very much.
I can polymorph and be an elf.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, if you all are gonna just rock up to the labyrinth entrance, dressed as, Desdemona's children. I was gonna say workers, but that's her unique kind of relationship with them. How do you open as 2 elves with long, pointy lances approach you?
Rex whispers to his sisters, "If anyone asks, my ears got cut off in the war."
Hello, we are just doing some investigation. We need to get back in. Guard patrol. You understand?
I haven't heard anything about any shift changes. It's supposed to be me and the boys until the big speech.
Well, Mother, of course, has some very particular plans for the security of today's event. She has all sorts of things to work out, Lots of twists and turns. That's what makes her so iconic, she kind of says, like, through gritted teeth.
Yeah, both the elves clearly beaming with pride say she works so hard. She never gets a chance to rest. I can't believe she's doing the security shift changes herself by hand.
Yeah, and I can't believe she's wearing that dress with those shoulders. Yes.
All right, roll deception.
19.
14.
1 second. 4.
Oh, no. The group fails. The two elves whisper to each other, and they say, well, we're going to need to get Desdemona to approve this personally if you don't have any paperwork or anything. You know, can't be too careful. Got to have perfect shift. So you want to just wait here?
Rex is gonna enter. Oh wait. Oh, are they trying to leave now or?
No, they're saying they're gonna send someone to go check while you're surrounded by elves.
Rex is gonna get a very dark look over his face and go, "Do you really want to bother Mother right now, during this day of all days?"
Yeah, that's an intimidation. So I guess we're switching tactic here.
I'm good at intimidation. 18.
Okay. So the group has failed once and succeeded once. It's kind of a tiebreaker here. What you're doing is this interaction is going on longer as more elves are coming over to check. So there's 2 guys to start with. Now there's 4 people, and there are more in the distance who are probably being made aware. So we're going to need a tiebreaker roll to figure out how this goes. But I will say that you have kept this from completely failing, because if they sent someone to check, they would just attack you because it's not true.
Now, how can this be an athletics check?
What kind of role would I need to do to tie-break this? By pointing out look, can we please not make a scene of this whole situation? Our friend here lost his ear points in the war. He's very sensitive about it. Can we not make this a whole scene?
I mean, you can pitch something to me, but I will say that immediately the elves turn back to each other when Rex is intimidating, and they confer to each other. We don't want to mess up this whole day for her. She's been planning it for seasons. It's so important.
Can I cast the spell Minor Illusion to create the sound of Desdemona's voice calling out, saying like yelling out, like, what's taking so long?
Oh, that's good. Read me Minor Illusion.
You create a sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration of 1 action. The illusion also ends if you dismiss it. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It could be your voice, someone else's voice, or any other sound you choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration, or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends.
Perfect. I'm looking at this thing here. It says I need to do an intelligence check against your spell save to determine if they figure out it's fake. This is a great way to end the episode. What is your spell save that I have to roll against? If I beat it, they attack you, and if not, you stroll in to this heavily guarded thing without firing a shot. Both are pretty fun.
It's a 15.
All right, I'm going to try to roll against 15. Here we go. To end the episode. Botch.
Yes! Hell yeah!
These fucking mama's boys.
Oh, you stroll into the vault. Perfect.